Awesome. I would like to start out with a quote from Chimamanda Adichie to really get my speech going. And it says that culture does not make people, people make culture. And to me, that's the perfect quote to really give you an idea how Guatemala is. The people there really do make their culture. Their culture is something else. And it started clear back with the Mayan people. The Mayans actually originated in Guatemala, and as most people don't know, they have one of the first recorded languages that they kept track of, that they kept a record, and have a formed alphabet. And to me, that speaks major volume to the people in Guatemala and the Mayans, that they were that advanced, that far, and that long ago. And that just kind of gives you an idea how smart they really are, and how advanced they can be, and how great the people are. You always hear from people around here that when they meet someone from Guatemala, they always have high praise, tell you how great they are, and tell you how they're always outgoing, and one of the first people there to have your back and help you. And to me, that really is that Guatemalan culture. When I was there, I served there on a 2-year mission, and the people were always so giving and so generous, and it was hard at times. I would go and eat with people and have dinner with them, and they barely had anything. I was in the poorest part of the country, and they'd always be trying to take care of you and make sure you had enough before they had even eaten or done anything. And it was always turned into some form of denying and coddling with them so that they could actually get a little portion of the melon themselves. And that just tells you how outgoing they can be, that they'll literally do anything, give you the shirt off their back to make sure that you're well and your being is good. And some of the best people I ever met and will always remember. And I try to be like the people from my mission, and always be there for people and make sure that they have enough rather than myself. And so I've always tried to live a standard up to them ever since I've learned about their culture and was able to experience it for that short 2 years. And just like their culture, second off, that I want to talk about is the climate down there. It's just as great as the people. You have everything. You have beaches, mountains, sand, the desert. It's honestly, it has everything. But the most, I don't know how you would say it, there's the most top-notch thing about their climate is they have right there in the center of Guatemala, in Guatemala City actually, is they call it the perfecta solstice, and it actually maintains a temperature, and it fluctuates between 70 and 75 for the most part all year round, which is pretty unheard of and awesome. I mean, how would we like to be able to have that perfect temperature here in Utah all year long? That would be awesome. Unfortunately, I didn't get to experience that perfect solstice for very long. I actually was in the dry, jungly part of the country, and so I was in a super hot, humid area, always sweating, always just in the worst parts. But yeah, it was still so beautiful, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And just the experience, the climate there was honestly very similar to what we can experience here in Utah, and that always kept me kind of feeling at home. And what's so great about Guatemala is it has similar parts from all over the world all in one country, and that's something that I really found cool while I was there. But like most cultures and most countries, there's always a downfall and always a negative thing, and for Guatemala, that's their government. While I was there was actually a riot that broke out. The government leaders are always corrupt there. It's always the people who have the most money, and they're always just trying to gain more and not care for the people. And while I was there, actually, they ran their president clear out of the country. He wasn't even in Guatemala or in South America anymore. And after that, they actually captured and hung their vice president that was also corrupt. And so there's always that kind of feeling that maybe, this ain't the safest place to be because the government is so faulty and bad. And where I was serving my mission, there was actually no law enforcement, no nothing. The drug lords ran the area down there and really kind of kept things in order, I guess you could say. but still having no government, no police, no nothing where I was, you'd always have that in the back of your mind that maybe I'm not safe. But with that being said, and to finish things up, that just really shows you how great of a country Guatemala and the culture is down there. You can have the corrupt government and the corrupt people and everything, and you it's still a great country you can visit. I mean, you see all over all the vacations, the cruises and everything that goes to Guatemala, and all the ads about how great it is and the wonderful places. And it's true. There really is everything about it. You can visit these great places and have a great experience and be safe. And that just really speaks volume to their culture, not having a police force there to protect in some of the areas, yet you can still feel secure when you're at those more popular vacationing areas. And just the culture there is just outstanding. I just can't say it enough how great the people are, the culture and everything, and just how outgoing and giving they are. That just, to me, is how we need to focus and be more like a Guatemalan culture. Is we really need to bring that aspect into our own culture of always looking out for each other and always looking out for the best in one another, and always just working hard and wanting to provide and help others. I think that's the biggest thing, is we always need to